A bunch of new Fable gameplay just dropped, so let's get into it.
Village of Briar Hill.
Right off the bat, when they show off the childhood gameplay, this sign, for what I'm assuming is a tavern, is called the Rose and Thorn. Also, if we look at the minimap, you can see what seems to be a notice board icon, probably for picking up contracts and quests similar to The Witcher 3. There is a lot going on in this scene. On the left, we see a man sweeping the street in front of what seems to be a clothing shop. I say it's a clothing shop because of the mannequins, similar to how Fable 3 used them. We also see a winding street where NPCs are just living out their daily lives.
Disaster strikes, and the people of your village, including your beloved grandma, are turned to stone by a mysterious stranger.
This scene here is very interesting to me because the statue on the right looks kind of like an old hero who came out of retirement. She also reminds me of Scarlet Robe. This could be a stretch, but maybe there's some inspiration there. If that is our grandmother, maybe she is who we get our hero powers from. I guess we will just have to wait and see. There is also a child next to our supposed grandmother. This can possibly be our sibling. Every protagonist in Fable in the past has had a sibling, and I don't see any reason why they would show these two specific people. Of course, though, this is just pure speculation and theory. Here we have a view of some far-out hills, mountains, crops, and trees. Something that might be worth pointing out is this pointy structure out in the distance, but I have no clue what it is.
Bustling villages.
In this clip, we can see a for sale sign up close, and we see many throughout this gameplay reveal. Some villagers here are doing grocery shopping. This seems to be a villager or even a town crier from looking at what he's wearing. Standing next to a notice board. A sign symbolizing an inn perhaps, and another for sale sign down here. This scene shows a cozy cabin surrounded by giant pumpkins, similar to what we saw in that trailer featuring Richard Ayoade years back. And the sign to the left posted on a tree says "Fudge Off." In this scene, we can see a windmill. Pretty cool. Here we can see a district of Bowerstone, probably Bowerstone Market, judging from all the stalls. We see Castle Fairfax in the background, a statue of a legendary hero most likely, and all sorts of NPCs, including children walking around having fun and shopping.
And criminals. You'll spend plenty of time here during the game.
This seems to be a modern rendition of the long bridge in Bowerstone that we see in Fable 2.
As you discover the secrets of the Heroes Guild and its reclusive guildmaster, Humphrey the Golder.
In the north of Albion, you'll find mountains, craggy.
This is probably another statue of a legendary hero, and I'm just going to assume that most or all the statues in this game portray heroes, because who else would they be in Fable? This also must mean that this Fable reboot universe has a long history of legendary heroes and figures.
Coastlines, spooky marshes, and the bleak, windswept city of Bloodstone.
Again, we can see here another statue. Also, the roof of this house is broken. Perhaps houses have conditions and we can repair them.
So, in Fable, you'll be able to pick from a range of different character heads and customize your clothing, hair, skin tone, tattoos, and...
You can wear a chicken suit. Not being able to would have been a deal breaker for me.
Do the weapons you use.
Just like the classic trilogy, heroes in our game fight with a combination of strength, skill, and will. Seamlessly blending melee and ranged weapons with magical abilities gives us style-weaving combat.
This bandit continues to act like a chicken even after turning back into a human. I hope they have more abilities like this in the game. The player is using the right trigger to activate spells and abilities. This number shows how much ammunition the player has when using the skill combat style. These seem to be points to use in combat, but they're never expended in this gameplay reveal.
Allowing you to show off your personal playstyle.
Enemies will have a stun bar that allow you to do finishers when depleted.
Against single opponents and large groups of enemies alike. Melee is at the heart of our close quarters combat. You'll use light and heavy combos, often knocking enemies off balance and executing stylish finishers. Swap to your ranged weapon to bypass enemy guard and deal with troublesome flying enemies.
This could be confirmation that stealth is in the game, but I'm honestly not too sure. The player seems to use some kind of heavy attack to launch a hob far away.
Hobbs are back, as are Balverines, Hollowfolk, and Trolls.
The player shoots a tough enemy's leg to make them fall and become vulnerable. I am impressed with how many ways there are to defeat enemies in this game. We also see a UI element representing the player's ammunition. We still don't know for sure if ammunition is infinite in this game like the original trilogy.
And we're adding brand new enemies too, like
This cockatrice just attempted a dropkick.
this fearsome cockatrice, a giant fire-breathing chicken. Each enemy family is different,
We can see a symbol above this cockatrice's head, signifying that the attack it's doing can't be blocked or parried.
with their own weaknesses to exploit and defenses to overcome. But with all the unique tools in your combat toolbox, how you defeat your enemies is up to you.
I also want to point out that it looks like this enclosure or lair belongs specifically to the cockatrice, and we have to find it using some kind of investigative work, similar to The Witcher 3. This could be a stretch though, and the game or some villagers just tell you where to find the cockatrice.
Just being a hero.
This only shows up for a brief moment, but it seems like this NPC is a guard holding a crossbow.
Making some money.
Blacksmithing and other jobs return, and I recall in the most recent trailer seeing a bar for serving drinks, so the bartender job is probably returning as well. Here we get a first look at NPC interaction. We can see what the NPC thinks of us and why. In this case, this NPC fancies us because we're generous and she thinks we are caring. She's also a baker and a charitable commoner. This is probably why she likes generous heroes. At the bottom are several dialogue options. The first one is for asking her out on a date, obviously. We can assume the second one is to make love, the third to move in together, fourth to make a baby, and the last to ask for marriage.
Having kids.
Fancy a date?
Perfect. You can get to know me better.
You can give gifts to NPCs as well, just like in the original games, and in this case, the player is giving a gift just for the sake of asking someone out on a date. Here, the player's options are a bouquet of flowers, what seems to be perfume, and a basket of cupcakes.
Buying another house. Buying every house in
Then we get a first look at buying properties. We can see the purchase price and how much daily income we get from it. We can also see how many people currently occupy the property and its capacity.
Albion. Buying every business in Albion. Getting rich.
Marrying
We see, presumably, the player's children playing with toys and running around. It seems like we will be able to give toys to our children and decorate our homes as well, like the original trilogy.
a bunch more people, having a bunch more kids.
The devs also explain that we will be able to have multiple spouses at once, and children with each spouse. On the left here, we see Leslie, a cowardly commoner, a chicken minding its own business, and an NPC drinking something from a mug. On the minimap, we also see an icon that maybe represents a well, but I'm not too sure.
And every single one is unique. Each of them has a name, a role, a daily routine, and their own personality. You could follow any one of them for a day and just watch them live their life.
This NPC may be a town crier. The devs have said in an interview that you can pay town criers to change your reputation.
Hey you, working hard? How can I help you, boss?
Maybe the bed they
In this clip, the player is in a butcher shop that they own. They are speaking to their employee, who is grateful to them for providing an opportunity.
sleep in is in a house you own because you're the landlord.
Or maybe their bed is on the street because you evicted them.
All right.
Oh, it's you. You're awful.
And all of the stuff.
Oliver the beggar dislikes the player because they evicted him, and he now lives on the streets. He also thinks they are heartless. If you pay attention to the dialogue options at the bottom, there is a highlighted button that is a suitcase, meaning we can probably offer him a job. It also seems like we can give him some money.
And all of the stuff you do affects what they think of you.
You're a legend!
Because everything you do builds your reputation.
Very impressive.
Here we can see that the player is in a town called Silverbrook. We can also see a huge beanstalk in the background.
Now that's an hero right there.
Morality has always been super important to Fable. That tension between good and evil underpinned all of the original games. And morality is central to our game too. But we have a slightly different take on it.
The player is seen kicking a chicken and gets points for a certain type of reputation. The player is also in Butterfield Market within Bowerstone. The minimap also seems to have an icon for a flower shop. In this clip, the player purchases a toy business.
Exactly the same way. And that's how it works in our game too.
Everything you do earns you a reputation.
After purchasing the business, the player gets reputation points for being a tycoon and rich.
And every person in Albion will have a different reaction to you as a result.
Hello there.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
They'll remember
Esther the merchant dislikes us because she thinks that we're a rich twat.
the things you did directly to them. They'll love you or hate you for the choices you make, and they will always tell you why. Although, usually from a safe distance.
Our game will never judge you, but the people of Albion will, loudly.
We're in Butterfield Market again, which could be for somewhat more well-off villagers from the looks of things. The minimap shows an apple icon, which could be a food stall, and a blacksmith. Also, this guy has a funny face.
Imbecile!
Well, that was everything I found that I felt was noteworthy. I did skip some scenes because I either didn't find anything worth pointing out in them, or I didn't want to yap about things no one would care about. I apologize for the poor mic quality as well, I am working on that. If you like this video, stay tuned to my channel for more similar content in the future. I will be covering Fable extensively up until its release, and after of course. Put down in the comments what you loved most about the reveal, and I'll see you guys in the next video. The time is very late. Peace.